Well, thank you, Ms. Pam, so much for agreeing to do this for me. Tell me a little bit about what the organization was experiencing financially that made it ready for professional financial support.
Well, I've worked with, of course, as you know, Vermont, Slauson, EDC, and we work with small businesses and people that are looking to start a business. And so we feel one of the most important pieces is that financial piece. You know, when they do their business plan, which they should have, a piece of that is talking about your financials. Do you have your balance? And really, actually, even backing up, sometimes you need to look at your personal finances, because how you manage those is how you also going to manage in your business as well. So if you're not a good steward of your personal finances, you're not going to be a good steward of your business financials. So we really wanted them to have a strong understanding in terms of financials. How do you really sit down and look at your bills, how you can pay them? Are you staying within your budget? You know, all of that. So that to me is a really important piece. And this is where your piece came in terms of when we wanted you to then interact with our business people and entrepreneurs, say in a workshop type setting.
Right. I appreciate you sharing that because a lot of times I'm working with business owners as well, and that's the whole idea is to help them separate their personal from the business so that they can actually see, well, one, what's happening personally, and then two, what's happening in the business because we tend to use our personal finances to fund our business in those early stages. So totally understand that need. So talk to me a little bit about some of the positive transformation or experience that you found the clients experience or just the organization in general from working with me.
Well, I know that when you came out and you did the presentation for the women's group, um, we did that because there were some women that had a business and then there were others that were looking to start.
Right.
So, you know, we kind of did it in two parts. And then you talked about the financial piece. And I think it kind of opened their eyes to, oh, yeah, I really do need to look at my personal finances. And they really kind of saw how they interacted together or overlapped. And that you're right, people will start their businesses by using their own finances. So, okay, well, is that really in order? And so I think it just really opened their eyes. And then the second part of that day is that you talked with the men's group, and they were very interactive. And I really liked you. You were very engaging in both groups, and they both really liked you. And but I think you really opened their eyes as well to different ways of looking at things, and you know how to save. You know, there are all kind of different ways versus just the traditional ways that we know. So I think those were eye openers for them, and they really enjoyed that session and tools that they could take away to use right away in their personal savings and as well as in their business world as well. So
Right.
that's what I really liked about it. You gave them tools that they could use right away, and thinking about creative ways of dealing with their finances in terms of saving, setting goals,
Right.
short-term goals, mid-side goals, long-term goals. So
Yeah.
I think it really helped them and really opened their minds, and how they could also take that information and share it with their families and their
Right.
children, because a lot of times we don't get that in our families in terms of that financial piece. How do you save your money? How do you start to think about short-term goals? So it was something that they could also share with their family as well and their children.
Right. No, I appreciate you sharing that. It's definitely a journey, especially for entrepreneurs who are thinking in a dual mindset. It's like my own versus the business, and they do mingle a lot. And so I also really try to make it to where people leave with some actionable steps. It's like you get people all fired up and the presentation is great, but then they leave and there's nothing to do or they don't take any action. And so my goal is always to really give them something in the session, if we can, to do right then and there And then that way they've already started it. So by the time they leave, even if they don't take action anymore, they've taken that action in the session, and have those practical tools, like you said, that they can then share, because this information is not meant to be kept to self. It's definitely meant to be shared. So I totally appreciate you sharing that, and your experience with working with Master My Money and myself, and just really being a supporter. There's plenty of work to do, so I'm sure we'll
Definitely.
definitely be in touch.
You're welcome. And also, too, you also brought a lot of resources
Yeah,
that, they could, that you brought, the pamphlets with you as well, and things that they could take back, with them, the tools that, yes, I can start these things right away, but also
right.
booklet for other resources, and also for the money management in terms of what they could do. So I think they appreciated that. I know I did,
Yeah.
in terms of that. So that was real good too. You
Thank you.
got very good feedback. So yeah, you did well.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you, Miss Pam. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, the journey continues, so I know we will be in touch.
Most definitely. Thank you, Dr. Dominique.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye.